Hello, I'm here to tell you how you can use your resources from the recent PSAT 10 practice test that you took to be able to review your score, see how you did on certain questions, and to be able to prepare for future PSAT and SAT tests that you may take. So, you have a few resources that we will be going over, and some resources that are in your possession. The first resource that you have is the actual PSAT 10 practice test. I've included a link in the email that went home to parents that includes this practice test. If you follow this link, you will see that in all of these different resources, you have the actual test here that you can follow. So this goes through uh, the test, the exact test that students took on that day when they took the PSAT 10 practice test in October. A reminder that in this test there is a reading section, a writing and laying section, and two math sections, one with a calculator and one without a calculator. As you can see, it has each of the questions that can be followed, and we'll show you how to read that on your score report in a second. In addition, you may have the paper practice test that you kept on that day. If you have questions about this resource or would like to obtain a copy of this paper practice test, you can print this out or you can reach out to Mr. John Thanos, assistant principal in the main office. So you have this available to you either on paper or it's in the link that went into the parent email. In addition, you have received a score report. The score report came out to you via your English class. And in this score report, we'll talk about a few things that you're able to tell from looking at this score report. Okay. First off, I've blanked it out here for the student's privacy's sake, but you would have your name in the upper left-hand corner. You'll have your total score that you were able to achieve. That is on a scale up to 1520. The actual SAT is taken out of 1600, but this correlates to what your SAT score would be if you continued to progress in the same fashion that you're progressing right now. In addition, they have a breakdown of the reading and writing score. That is a combination of how you did on the reading test and the writing and laying test. You can see this score here. And you have a math score. That is a combination of how you did on that math with calculator and math without calculator. When you come down, you can see a further breakdown of different test scores, how you did on the reading, the writing and laying, and the math, and some different sub-scores, how you did in these different areas. You can get an indication of what you might want to practice more based on these sub-scores. For example, this student would want to look at Passport to Advanced Math more. Finally, they have how you did on the history and social studies related questions and how you did on the science questions. What you are looking for here is to see how you did in comparison to the different benchmarks. If you are in this green zone, that means you exceeded the college and career readiness benchmark. Reaching that score means that you are on track to succeed in your first year college level courses. You can see this student here was able to meet and exceed the benchmark on each of those tests. If you are in the yellow zone, that means that you are approaching that benchmark. If you are in the red zone, that means you need to strengthen your skills in the area to show that you would be on a path towards being college and career ready. Okay. Again, that is just measuring if you are ready for whatever that step is after high school. So those are the big things that you are looking for there. In addition, you can see how the students scored in the national percentile, as well as the number of students that took the SAT, where they scored in that percentile. That's in comparison to their grade level peers across the country. Then you can see a breakdown of each question that was asked. Okay. This correlates directly to the test that you have in your hand, either the paper copy or the electronic copy that we've seen. So if we are looking at how this student did, they got the first question correct in that reading section. Then they missed the second question. So you could go back to your reading test which is the first section of the test, and you are able to see, after reviewing the passage, these questions. So the student was able to answer this first question correctly, and then you can review what happened with the second question to see what mistakes you made or why that may have been incorrect. This goes on to correlate throughout the test, and all these questions are in the exact order that they are on the test. So you can continue to scroll through that test and see which questions are marked in yellow to see which ones were incorrect. The best thing you can do to practice and prepare for the future is go back and review your incorrect responses and see how you can strengthen your skills in that area. The other resource that we have available to practice is at khanacademy.org/SAT, or you can simply type in satpractice.org. If you go to this website, you can go to and complete personalized practice. First, you would want to log in when you get to this website, and you would log in with your Google School account. After logging in, this is correlated with how you've done on different SAT tests so far, and you can select Start Practicing. When you get into this dashboard, you will see that you can choose a practice schedule. You can see different test scores that you've also taken. You can also see that there's full-length practice tests that you could take if you wanted to sit and take a full-length practice test. If you click on practice, you can start going through the different tasks that you would be able to practice. If you set your practice schedule, then you'll see that your questions pop up here. This website will automatically produce 10 questions that they think are best for you to complete personalized practice. We know that if you spend a half an hour to 45 minutes on this a week until the time that you will take the big test in April, your score will go up an average of 115 points. That is significant when looking at scholarship opportunities or the opportunity to get into college. If you have any questions about any of these resources, please reach out to John Thanos, Assistant Principal at Chatfield Senior High School. We look forward to seeing how you prepare throughout this year and how you continue to improve your skills. Thank you.